Yes, indeed, we're back with another episode of Underground with the Unbounds. I'm LJ, and today we're hanging out with rapper, singer, debater, magician, future lawyer, Xortic. What's up, bro?
What's up? I'm chilling.
Yeah. Without further ado, please introduce yourself.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm just like a regular kid from B-Dub who happens to make music. And yeah, that's all you need to know from now on. And I go by the name Xortic. Shout out.
Well. Yeah, and like I was saying before, I listened to your joint to the top. Sounded like you hit the ground running. You know, I just wanted to know what state of mind you have to be in to produce, like to make it sound like that, especially your first track.
Yeah, so To the Top was the first song that I released in my career, which was in 2018. And it was at the point where I just realized that I'm good at, or could be good at this music thing. So To the Top wasn't necessarily my kind of sound, but it was more of like an affirmation or like a manifestation, you know, rolling to the top with this music thing. It was like a prayer to God that, you know, I want to get to this place with this music.
Hundreds. Now, from where you came from, do you think that there's anyone who still doubts you to this day, you know, or doubts your talent after listening to your stuff?
I really wouldn't know that for sure, but because no one has ever told me that, you know, or like hit me up and told me that, yo, no, I don't think this music thing is not working out for you. I haven't been through that, but there could be someone who doubts it, but not necessarily that it's not a good sound, you know, or it's bad. It could be just that it's not their kind of sound, you know. Like, there are people who just don't understand the difference between a sound that is not theirs and a sound that is really bad. So, like, for example, I don't listen to Amapiano, right? But I think it's a really good sound and it's the most globally recognized sound right now. You know, it couldn't be bad. But I don't listen to it. It's not my sound. But I can't stand and say I doubt it. It shouldn't be out there and everything. So yeah, that's how I see it.
I get you. Butterflies and hurricanes.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I don't feel good about it.
Yeah. Oh.
It was my first project this year. It was quite difficult making it. It reached where I wanted it to go, but my plans for it didn't go as planned because I wanted more visuals for it, which I didn't get. I wanted more radio play for it, which I didn't get, but it did really well. But yeah, but even the content of it just wasn't where I wished it could have been. But yeah, my first project, I can do better, and I'm gonna do better.
Yeah, but still, I think I'd encourage you to be sort of like proud just for the fact that it's your first project. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in terms of production, like who are you working with on
I was on my own.
Oh yeah?
That's another thing. Like, I'm not like very confident with my production
skill.
Yeah, I usually just prefer to go to someone, but most of the time I'm the one doing it. And for that project, 90% of it was done by me, you know, and that's why I'll be saying that, you know. But yeah, man.
Shout out. Yeah. In the world of creatives, right?
Yeah.
Like if there was a government, or if it would be necessary, what would it look like to you?
A government for?
In the world of creatives.
In the world just for creatives?
In the world just for creatives, yeah.
Yo, I think the world is run by paper, which is money. And I think just same as now, the government would honestly invest or look onto the sound that actually is exportable, which brings in more audiences and more money. I think that's where the creative industry as a whole, that's where it's always going to be based on. Not necessarily that we're going to be focused on all creatives. We're always just going to put in more effort and our money into the sound that brings bread to the table. Like right now, which is I'm a piano, right? Most shows, most artists booked, I'm a piano artist, and it's a good thing.
Definitely.
It brings in the money, so that's how I'd see it. That's how I'd see it.
Yeah. But then, do you think that, let's say it didn't exist, and it's just a world of creative, right? There's no government that exists. It's just there, and stuff that has to be done is done by creatives at the same level, whether it's paintings, fine art, music, poetry, or that kind of stuff type thing. You get me? Yeah. So do you see that kind of world existing?
That's a perfect world for me, so I don't see it existing. I think there should be a fine line between things. There should be a kind of like yin and yang kind of thing, kind of world where there's the good and the bad. They feed off of each other, and a world where it's based off creatives only. It really wouldn't go anywhere. We need business people in the creative industry. We need lawyers. We need minds outside of the creative world.
To take care of the business
sectors. Sectors build off of each other. It would be a great world, a perfect world, but I don't think it would work.
Alright, cool. I peeped your interview that you did with Africa's very own Meg. You kept mentioning the fact that you like magic.
Yeah.
You like magic, right?
I still do, actually.
Yeah?
I still do, actually.
You still do? What is it about magic that fascinates you so much?
It's art. I don't think magic is real. I think it's just the art of manipulation. Like as a kid, I used to watch Ripley's Believe It or Not. It was like my favorite show. Stuff like Fear Factor. Things that are mentally challenging. Like how do they do this? So I loved it a lot. I just think it's the art of manipulation, and I've learned a few tricks. Although now I don't do it anymore because I don't have time and all. But yeah. I really love magic. I watch a lot of magic shows.
Now listening to you speak right now, I feel like you have a certain amount of control, if not all of the control over your mind and how you use it.
To a certain extent. To a certain extent, I'm not at a point where I don't think anyone gets to a point where they're fully in control of their mind. The mind is such a complex thing. I think humans only use like 10% of the mind.
Yeah, apparently.
Exactly. So it's just way too deep to understand and control. But I think it's just to learning yourself, learning how your mind works, and that's where I am right now.
Now, what one magical power would you wanna have?
Oh no, dog.
Hey,
that's a lot.
Just what?
Just one.
Yeah, just one. That is up there.
Damn, dog. You really should have asked me this offset so I can prepare, and think about it. But
like off the top of your dome, what
at
comes
the top
to your
of
mind?
my head, can I say a top 3?
Yeah, cool.
I wish I could teleport. It's like the one thing because I love traveling. And it's so hard to travel, the pandemic and everything. If I could just teleport to like China, right now, it'd be good. I wish I could be invincible. I'm a very introverted person. I wish I could go shopping without people seeing me. So that's like number 2 for me. Number 3. I wish I could read minds. Because I'm one person who lacks the ability to like notice a real person. I'm easily manipulated. I just don't have. I'm a very kind person, so I could easily be used. So I wish I could look onto every person's true intentions with me.
Right.
So that would be those are my top things.
Yeah. But I think to some extent the third one you still sort of like do unconsciously. Yeah, because when you speak about energy, like there's certain things that you don't resonate towards, you check, and then but consciously you don't think that I didn't resonate towards that thing because it's maybe bad for me.
I do that. I live with like assessing people's energies, but to some extent it's not a good thing because let me tell you about the type of energy that I don't like to be with people who are all hyped up, who are all everywhere, people who are friends with just everyone.
Same.
But to a certain extent, I'm missing out on a lot of opportunities.
Oh yeah, networking and all.
I don't allow myself to be in such places. But if I could just know if a person is real with me, at least that, then I could step out of my comfort zone and do what I have to.
Okay. Now in terms of law school, you still want to go into law?
I'm not sure. I'm actually rewriting my exam so I can be able to do law next year. But if I don't get it, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, to be honest. I really want to do law still.
Yeah, why law though?
I love speaking for people who can't speak for themselves. That's why I did debate and public speaking, because I was given a voice and I believe that I have to use it where I can. It's sort of like a second passion. Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, so I mean, let me ask you, bro, have you ever experienced like any mental health issues?
Yeah. Well, you know how it is in Africa and African parents.
True that,
It's white people problems if you're going to be talking about insomnia or depression and anxiety. But I'm one person who suffers from a lot of social anxiety. Even being here right now, I'm just holding it in. But I'm not a person who goes into spaces of more than 5 people around me. I don't even go to shows. Sometimes I even decline hype shows when I'm asked to perform because it's something that I'm struggling with, and depression obviously. It's hard, man. It's hard, but we're just here either way.
How did you first notice the issues? How did they pop up for you? You were like, this is not. There's something not right here. I think I noticed. I just always knew, that these kind of traumas could lead me to depression, and I always tried not to allow it to get there. But to some extent, to some point, I started feeling okay, now I'm actually in the pits and I'm losing myself. This was probably when I was 14, 15. That's when everything started. You lose interest in a lot of things, you make less friends, you go out less more, you laugh less, Yeah, man, your life just becomes a lot more down, and that's where just everything else began for me. Now, having also read that you are into skateboarding, right? Yeah. Now, would you say that has helped you mentally?
Very, very much. Skateboarding and exercising. I work out a lot and I skateboard. I don't skateboard that much because, facilities and roads. But skateboarding just, alleviates a lot of stress and, distortion inside of me to feel a little bit more fresh and free. So that's what I do. Yeah, I skateboard a lot.
Dope. Now, speaking about facilities, I wanted to ask you, after what happened in Molap, they shut down the park. Yeah, they've been closed it down. So I just wanted to get your take on how you feel about the closing, or you skate more in mains than you did in Malabo, if at all you used to.
I've actually never skated in Malabo anyway, but I think I get why they closed. I mean, we have such a small population, and every population has like groups of people, right? And the smaller the population, the smaller groups, and we have a really small community of skateboarders. So keeping it open, for like 10% of people in the country, not even 10%, maybe like 2% of people in the country, it's a loss for them, and I get it. But I think over time, the community will grow and they'll see a need to open it. That's my hope anyway.
And then in mains, like how's the skating vibe in mains?
It's awesome. Everyone in Mains is actually like my favorite spot in the city. Like it's my favorite mall, and everyone here is just so chilled. You don't have to be flashy. You don't have to be all expensive. You just come here, you have a good time. Everyone is so nice. Everyone is just here to, do their own thing. And it's artsy at the same time, like where we are right now. So inspiration comes a lot from this place than any other place in the city, to be honest. So I love skating in Mains.
And then with the issues that you've been talking about that you face, right? With anxiety, depression, what would your advice be to somebody who's going through such?
A friend of mine told me that everyone has their own healing process, Like we don't all find the same comfort in the same things. So for me, it's finding comfort in God. I believe so much in God, and I just pray a lot. I just talk to myself a lot. But I think the first step of trying to get over depression and anxiety is to just knowing yourself fully. Just taking some time off to know yourself, to know what you want, to know where you're trying to get, and just feeding off of that. And that's when you're gonna find your true healing path and stick to it. That's it.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, do you read any sort of these self-help books, or how do you ground yourself? How do you bring yourself back? If you have an episode, maybe an anxiety type of episode, how do you calm yourself down? How do you bring yourself? Do you read the books, the self-help books, or do you thing? Like if you in a zone, in a place where you can't skate, you feel me? Type thing, yeah. How do you deal with that?
I have a couple of things. I always have my phone. It has music inside that I listen to. I have this specific album by Mireba. I don't know if you listen to her.
Yeah, I know of her.
The Jungle is the Only Way Out. That's my favorite album from her. So when I have like a phase at that moment, I just play that album. That album, 90% of it is poetic. It's not really musical. It talks to you, tells you how the devil could die too, how no ruler can size you. It's a very amazing album, and I usually play it when I'm having those episodes. If not, I talk to myself. I tell myself that, I ask myself what caused or what triggered you to feel like this. I just sit there, talk to myself. If not, I always have my journal with me everywhere I go. I write.
I actually thought that was a phone.
It's made small so that people couldn't really see that it's a journal. But I'm one person who writes a lot about my thoughts, and I think people should do that. There's just something about writing things down. I know a lot of people write on their phones, but there's just something about writing things down, and it really works for me.
True. Yeah, man. On a lighter note, recently you dropped 2 songs. Right, let's talk about the 2 songs. Are you prepping us for something coming up? Like, what's going on?
So the 2 songs where I think personally they are my best songs.
Yeah, I love. To be honest with you, I love the sound.
Yeah,
I love
in terms of quality and the content inside, I put in a lot of work for those songs because I'm trying to officially launch myself because I just moved to the city like permanently now to try and push here. But those songs I wanted to drop them and use them as a way for if someone says, okay, but where can I listen to Xortic's music? These are the songs that I can put forward. You know, not those SoundCloud songs and everything, but these 2 songs are the main songs that I can put forward and say, okay, no, this is me. So just right now, I won't be dropping music. I'll be just gliding with these songs because I'm working with a new team, a new management team, and the goal is to try and promote my social media brand, you know, pictures, videos, my, just my social media brand and my branding as a whole.
Yeah, I keep that on
Insta. So
Insta.
that's the goal right now. You're gonna see a lot of pictures of me, a lot of videos, biographies, articles, interviews. So that's where we're working on right now.
Hopefully a doggy as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would appreciate a doggy. Alright. And where do we connect with you? Where do we find your music?
My music is currently everywhere and on all on all music streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, which are the mostly used. Still on SoundCloud, still on YouTube, Tidal, literally Amazon, everywhere, just literally everywhere. All you need to do is search out Xortic, Xortic, Xortic. So yeah, you'll find it.
Fantastic. Now, any final words that you have? Yes.
Final words. I'd like to say shout out to the few people that supported me. It's not a lot of people yet, but shout out to them because I don't know if I was in that position would I support, someone with such a dream which is so out of reach, which is like the impossible, because we're in this country and it's a pandemic and I'm making this kind of sound, which has its people, but the few people who actually have faith in me, who don't necessarily support me because they're being kind, who actually see that I can go somewhere. Shout out to you people so much. Shout out to my family, shout out to my mom especially. Shout out to my team, Sparkles. Shout out to Sean Euphony, my brother in music. Those are like my people. And you'll hear more of me in the future.
Profound. I love the fact that when I listen to your songs, I can hear growth, especially with the 2 latest songs that you dropped. I love that, bro. So keep it up. It also shows that there's confidence in what you do, and the confidence is balanced with a lot of humility. That's what I hear when I listen to your stuff. So keep at it, bro. Continue being the magician that you are. I know you said that you kind of like stopped with that, but you continue doing that. Continuing doing so is sort of like magic in its own way. So keep at it, and man, just continue keeping it real. You know what I mean? Shout out to everyone who watched the episode. It's all love always. See y'all next time. We are out.